Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. In this episode of What If, we're going to talk about something really big, but also really small. So small, you probably don't think it could affect you. We're talking about the world of quantum physics, where the rules of the game are very different. It's a place where things are exactly as they seem, and where the smallest particles in the universe have some pretty incredible powers. We know it sounds complicated, but trust us, it's worth sticking around. So what if we told you that everything in the universe is made up of tiny particles that act in ways you would unbelieve? What if these particles can be in multiple places at once? Communicate with each other faster than the speed of light? Well, that's not science fiction. It's quantum physics. You might have heard the term before, but it's not just a bunch of technical mumbo-jumbo. It's a way of understanding the fundamental nature of reality. Now, we know, this might sound like a pretty big topic to take on. So get ready to join us on a journey into the quantum world, where we'll explore some of the most mind-bending concepts in physics. Who knows? You might just learn a thing or two while having a great time. So sit tight, and let's dive right in. Quantum physics tells us that at the most fundamental level, they exist as possibilities. Only when we measure or observe them do they settle into a specific state. This is very different from classical physics, where everything is definite and predictable. In the quantum world, there's only probability. We can't say with certainty what will happen next, only the likelihood of a certain outcome. But wait, you might ask. If we can't predict what's going to happen, how can physicists use quantum physics? Well, that's a great question, and it gets to the heart of one of the most exciting aspects of quantum physics. By studying the probabilities of different outcomes, physicists can make predictions about the behavior of particles and systems. Sure, it's not the same as knowing exactly what will happen in any given situation. For example, quantum physics is the basis for many of the technologies we use every day, such as lasers and transistors, which are essential components of modern electronics. It also has practical applications in medicine, such as in the development of new drugs and imaging techniques. And it's a key component of cutting-edge research in areas like quantum computing and quantum cryptography. Okay, so you might be wondering, what does all this have to do with me? Well, quantum physics is everywhere, even if you can't see it. Understanding it helps us appreciate the complexity and wonder of the natural world. Another astonishing concept in quantum physics is quantum tunneling. It's a phenomenon in which a particle can pass through a potential barrier that would be impossible, according to classical physics. Imagine a ball rolling towards a wall. According to classical physics, if the ball hits the wall and doesn't have enough energy to climb over it, it'll simply bounce back. But in the quantum world, thanks to quantum tunneling, there is a small but non-zero probability that the ball will pass straight through the wall. This might sound like a small and obscure phenomenon, but it has big implications. For example, quantum tunneling is the reason why nuclear fusion works in the sun It's also the basis for some of the most advanced technologies such as scanning, tunneling, microscopes, which can image surfaces at the atomic level. And let's not forget about quantum entanglement, one of the most bizarre and mysterious aspects of quantum physics. Entanglement is a special type of correlation between two or more quantum particles. When two particles are entangled, they essentially share a connection that allows them to influence each other's behavior even from afar. It's like having two coins that are linked together in such a way that flipping one automatically determines the outcome of flipping the other, no matter how far apart they are. But that's just the beginning of the story. Entanglement has been used to create some truly remarkable technologies, such as quantum teleportation and ultra-secure encryption protocols. It also holds the key to some of the most exciting research in areas such as quantum computing and quantum communication. And who knows what other surprises it might have in store for us in the future. Here's the real beauty of quantum physics. It's a constantly evolving field of study with new discoveries and advancements being made all the time. The implications of this are huge. As we continue to explore the quantum world, we're opening up new possibilities for understanding the nature of reality itself. We're developing new technologies that could revolutionize industries and improve our lives in countless ways. And we're pushing the boundaries of human knowledge further than ever before. So if you're curious, if you love science and technology, and if you're excited about what the future might hold, then quantum physics is definitely worth getting into. Who knows? You might just be the next great breakthrough in this fascinating field. Now let's talk about the double-slit experiment. This is a famous experiment that demonstrates the wave-particle duality of light. Here's how it works. When light is shot through two narrow slits, it creates an interference pattern on a screen behind the slits. This pattern is only visible if the light is treated as a wave. But here's the kicker. When we try to measure which slit the light is passing through, the interference pattern disappears, and we get two separate bands of light on the screen. This happens because the act of measurement changes the state of the light from a wave to a particle. It's a clear example of how the quantum world is fundamentally different from the world we experience with our everyday senses. And it's a reminder that the universe never ceases to amaze. This experiment repeatedly shows that observation is not just a passive act. It actually creates reality. Reality is not fixed. It emerges through observation. This idea has led to a lot of debate and discussion among philosophers and scientists alike. Some argue that this suggests that our consciousness plays a role in creating reality, while others argue that it's simply a reflection of the inherent uncertainty of the quantum world. Ultimately, this is a question that science alone cannot answer, and it's up to each individual to decide what they believe. You might be wondering what all this talk of quantum physics has to do with your everyday life. Well, it's more than you might think. Quantum physics is the driving force behind many of the technological advances that we take for granted today. For example, the transistors that power our computers and smartphones rely on the quantum properties of materials to function. And the lasers used in everything from barcode scanners to laser surgery are another example of quantum physics in action. In fact, many of the most important innovations of the past century, including nuclear energy, semiconductors, and digital cameras, have their roots. As we continue to explore and understand the quantum world, we're sure to see even more groundbreaking innovations that'll shape our future. We hope that by learning more about quantum physics, you'll be able to appreciate the incredible complexity and wonder of the universe around you. We also hope that you'll be inspired to ask questions, to challenge conventional wisdom, and to push the boundaries of human knowledge. After all, it is through our curiosity and desire to understand the world that we've been able to achieve so much. And that will continue to drive us forward in the future. We know that quantum physics can be a challenging subject, but we believe that anyone can understand it if they're willing to put in the effort. With some dedication and hard work, you can master even the most complex concepts in quantum physics. So don't be afraid to challenge yourself and to push your own boundaries. You might be surprised at what you're capable of. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of quantum physics. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode of What If, and that you've learned something new. If you're still curious about the quantum world and want to learn more, we've got plenty more content to keep you engaged. So stay tuned for more updates.